Okay, so let me break down how we structured the AI tutor. The AI tutor appears in various aspects of TestDriller. So it's a standalone feature that you can just launch from the home page and just interact with. Then we also have it within the classroom. So let's say you are studying a concept. You can trigger the AI tutor and chat with it within the classroom. Now, the third place you can also interact with the AI tutor is during practice. So let's say you are done practicing and you want to get more insight into any answer. You get to interact with the AI tutor. Now let's talk about the AI tutor from the standpoint of the home page. When you launch the AI tutor at that point, it can chat with you on any concept that is educational and within the context of the exam. So let's say I'm currently interacting with the UTME app. It's aware that I'm preparing for UTME exam. It's also aware of the syllabus that, or it's also aware of the JAM syllabus. So it knows what its role is. So now, as a user, I can chat with it on anything. For example, I could ask about what's the difference between a molecule and maybe an atom. I could ask, oh, how does a molecule differ from a compound? And it's going to give me detailed, instant reply. And I can query more. I can ask, okay, what about this? What about that? Is this substance a molecule? Is this substance a compound? And it gives me instant feedback based on my query. And this AI tutor is powered by some of these well-known large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and the likes. So depending on the settings of in the app by the user. Okay, so aside replying to text-based question, I can also give it image-based question. So I could decide to draw whatever I want to tell it. For example, I could draw something like solve x equals 2x minus 7 divided by 8. I could just draw it and send. And once I do that, it's going to interpret my drawing and give me an appropriate answer. Then I could also take a picture. If, for example, if I'm using the Android app, I could take a picture of a question and just send it and get feedback as well based on whatever information that's in that picture. So which means I can get my input via text by typing. I can get my input via image. And lastly, I can also give it an input via voice. So this feature is available only in Android for now, where I could turn on the microphone and just speak, and my speech will be captured as text and forwarded to the AI tutor. So these are all modes of supplying or feeding in input, and they are very important because there are times when it makes sense to use speech, there are times when it makes sense to use image, and at times when it makes sense to use text. So that's how you feed your information to the AI tutor. Now, there's another thing we also have in the AI tutor. You know, typically the AI tutor is designed to produce a text-based output. So what that means is if I ask questions like differentiate between a mole and maybe a molecule and an atom, for instance, I get a text-based response. Now, the text-based response could be in tabular form, could be plain text and all of that. But what if I have a question that involves diagram or drawing or graphs and the likes? The current state of AI, they don't have the ability to give correct results in that form. So, for example, the AI of today can generate images, photos, but these photos are just photos describing a text. So I could say, okay, generate an image that contains maybe an elephant with a rabbit, and it's going to do that. But if I tell an AI to plot a particular graph following a particular equation, it won't be able to do that because this involves precision. This is not just some creative process, right? This precise diagram that must have a particular shape and result and numbers. So the current state of AI can't do that, but what they do is they rely on external tools. So if you chat with ChatGPT to plot, let's say, sine x over x, ChatGPT will use an internal graph plotting system. So what it does is it's going to package that question in a code, feed it into, let's say, a Python code or compiler, and that compiler will run the script, produce some image graph, and then ChatGPT shows you that image. So ChatGPT is not the one generating the image, but it's running your query, is converting your query to a code, and that code gets run through a software. The software generates an image and displays that to you. Now, because this feature that I just described is only available to, let's say, users interacting directly with all these high-end large language models, but they are not available to developers using ChatGPT API. So what we've done is we've created a way out. So we've designed our AI tutor to be able to use internal tools within the TestDriller app to generate those kind of results. So for example, if I tell ChatGPT to solve a quadratic equation graphically, that is, it should take a quadratic equation like, let's say, 2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. Now, it should take that equation and show it graphically. Now, what happens is ChatGPT cannot generate the image, right? So, but what we've done is we've designed a system where ChatGPT gives us certain metadata that we can extract and use that metadata to generate the exact equation using our own inbuilt graph plotter. And now we replace the metadata with the exact image that the user gets to see. So all of these tools, they are built within TestDriller to complement or supplement what ChatGPT is doing. And this is not just all about graphs. So even if you have questions that relates to pie chart, bar chart, we've built systems in place that can generate those things using metadata coming from ChatGPT. And also a map. So if you have a question that relates to, oh, show me this country on the map of Africa, or show me this state in Nigeria, we've built systems that can take that your query, turn it into some response with some metadata, and we can generate the graph on the map and show you the map. So all of these tools we've built within TestDriller to make your AI tutoring experience very rich and very, very useful. So these are some of the key things you need to understand about the AI tutor. But aside what I've just said, we also have AI tutor in other use cases. If you can recall, I mentioned that AI tutor is also present when taking tests. Let's say you've submitted a particular test and you want to get feedback on that test. The AI tutor at that point is serving as a tutor for that particular test. So the reason why we designed the AI tutor to be caged, depending on where you launch it, is because when you are within the classroom setting, we don't want you to be distracted. We don't want you to be chatting on irrelevant concept. And that's why when you launch it when studying a particular topic in the classroom, we limit its helpfulness to that concept that you are studying, so that you get to focus and you don't have to be dealing with so many extraneous mental load, so that you don't get distracted with so many things. And that's part of the design in the AI tutor. So in summary, it serves as an educational tutor for the given exam you are studying. 2, it's constrained to a given topic if you are assessing it within the classroom setting. And 3, if you are using it to clarify on, let's say, the answer to a question, the AI tutor at that point is aware of the question you are solving, and it's designed at that point to be helpful for that particular question and nothing more. So the AI tutor is really, really well designed, and is designed to enable you focus on what you need to scale